News. 5:53 Drive-In Comedy arrives tomorrow at Park Up DC outside of RFK Stadium. Get ready for Denal Rawlings, Dominique, Joe Claire, and Red Grant.
I'm so excited. We're coming back home, Donnell Rawlings and friends, and we're a reunion coming back together. And
it's a homecoming for DC native Red Grant, who rooted for the Burgundy and Gold at RFK.
I like the football team. We NFC East champs. We got the curse off of us. I don't care what they call themselves, as long as we win.
Grant played college football with Shannon Sharp at Savannah State University.
If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be in the pros. When I got back to DC, I went to Mr. Henry's and started doing open mics. 8 months later, I was found by Bob Sumner, who ran Def Comedy Jam, and he asked me to come to New Jersey, and the rest is history.
Jason Fraley, WTOP News.
Up next in Money News.
Another Wall Street record today. A pandemic low for local unemployment. I'm Jeff Claiborne.
5:53.
The following is a paid commercial message.
This is Bishop Michael Burbidge of the Catholic Diocese of Arlington. The week following Easter is always a beautiful time. We are refreshed, renewed, and spiritually replenished following the glory of the resurrection. We walk with confidence and perhaps have a visible joy. With Lent behind us, hopefully others see some positive changes within us. Yet we have a decision to make. Will our Easter journey be an end or a beginning? We can view the 40 days of Lent as mission accomplished and pack away the disciplines of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, much like decorations after Christmas, safely secured until next year. Or we can vow to allow Easter simply to be a start, the first step in aspiring to live a life of deeper devotion to our Lord, to radiate joy, to become more aware of the needs of others. May the blessings of Easter remain with you.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/hire. That's ZipRecruiter.com/hire.
Money News at 25 and 55. Here's Jeff Claiborne.
By the close, the Dow was up 57 points. The S&P 500 index gained 0.5% and closed at a record. The Nasdaq rallied 1% today. The D.C. Metro's unemployment rate is back below 6%, falling to 5.7% in February. That's still almost double what it was a year ago. Los Angeles now has the highest big city unemployment rate at 9.9%. We're still stocking up in bulk. Costco sales in March rose another 16%. Costco's online sales have been particularly strong, up almost 60%. Forbes' new list of the richest people technically has a D.C. resident at number 1, at least a D.C. homeowner. Jeff Bezos, with 2 homes in the district, is worth $177 billion. Jacqueline Mars ranks number 48 and number 2 locally. The Candy heiress is worth $32 billion. A total of 14 local billionaires make the list. Jeff Claiborne, WTOP News.
Breaking news, another mass shooting, this time in Bryan, Texas. Multiple people hurt. The story ahead, 5:56.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime? Rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind.
Westland Financial Corp. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number MC5018. NMLS number 3304. Equal housing lender. Not all loans apply. This loan may affect your rate and you will have to pay prior lender fees.
Is your vision of home not turning out quite the way you planned it? Let the experts at CertaPro Painters paint you a more colorful view. Get a free estimate today and let CertaPro Painters create your new dream space. Listening, prepping, and painting every wall while handling every detail worry-free. Times may have changed, but our trusted service and expertise remains the same. To get your painting project started, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
This is WTOP News. WTOP-FM Washington. WWWT-FM Manassas. WTLP-FM Braddock Heights, Frederick.
Dave Dildine's got your traffic.
Lansdowne toward Sterling, 7 eastbound, diverted onto 28 southbound. The motorcycle crash near the Dulles Town Center Algonquian Parkway exit blocks the eastbound lanes. From 28, you have to go west on Route 7. Westbound lanes on Route 7 are open. Outer loop of the Beltway is slow out of Tyson's. Inner loop slow to the Legion Bridge. Couple of slowdowns here and there on the Beltway in Maryland. And on 270 northbound, heading for Gaithersburg, heading for Clarksburg. The remains of a vehicle fire now extinguished. Beyond 121, getting put on the right shoulder. The WTOP Traffic Center is presented by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com. Dave Dildine, WTOP Traffic.
Forecast, Amelia Draper.
After another beautiful spring day today, we're in for a pleasant evening with cloudy skies and lows falling into the low 50s. Plenty of clouds and cooler tomorrow with highs in the upper 50s to low 60s and some scattered showers during the morning hours and then the chance for some showers and drizzle around in evening hours. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Amelia Draper.
Right now, we're at 70 degrees in Washington.
It's 5:59.
You're listening to WTOP, Washington's top news. Live, local, and constantly updated. 24/7, 365. On the radio, on your smart speaker, the WTOP app, and WTOP.com. This hour of news is sponsored by Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza never cuts corners.
Hello, I'm Hillary Howard.
I'm Sean Anderson. Coming up.
Breaking news, another mass shooting, this time near College Station, Texas.
And new this evening.
You no longer need to be in a priority group to get a COVID shot appointment in D.C. I'm Mike Murillo.
Sign up and hold on. The message on COVID-19 vaccines in Montgomery County. I'm Kate Ryan.
D.C.'s mayor on the fall school reopening plan and guidance for graduations. I'm Megan Cloherty.
6 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Matt Piper in New York. Just hours after President Biden laid out his plan to curtail gun violence in this country, we are getting word of another shooting. This one in Bryan, Texas, where police say at least one person has been killed, but there are multiple gunshot victims. KBTX TV's Rusty Surrett is at the scene.
We're right across from Jane Long School, which has just lifted its lockdown. Police saying multiple people injured in a shooting incident this afternoon. Sources have told me that 6 people were shot. There are a few of those victims who are in critical condition.
Bryan Police Chief Eric Busk.
The shooter had gone by the time officers got here. They did, however, discover some people hurt that had been shot. 4 people were transported to St. Joe Hospital in critical condition with gunshot injuries. One other person was transported with no injuries, apparently it was an asthma attack, and 1 person was deceased at the scene.
The suspect has just been taken into custody. Police say he is a former employee of the business where the shooting occurred. CBS's Deborah Alfarone with more on the president's gun plans.
Gun violence in this country is an epidemic, and it's an international embarrassment.
Today's actions include orders for the Justice Department to draft red flag legislation that states can model to keep guns out of the hands of people facing mental health issues. The department will also have 30 days to create new rules addressing ghost guns, self-assembled weapons that require no serial number. And President Biden wants a 60-day review of how stabilizing braces for pistols are regulated.
Officials in Wake County, North Carolina have stopped giving out Johnson & Johnson vaccines after several people who had just gotten shots came down with what the company calls adverse reactions. J&J says more than 2,300 of its vaccines were administered at the PNC Arena today. In all, 18 people had some type of reaction. A mass vaccination site in Colorado closed early yesterday after people started having reactions to the same shot. Prosecutors called a lung specialist to the stand in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin. As our Michael George reports, he testified Chauvin's knees on George Floyd's neck made it impossible for him to breathe.
Dr. Martin Tobin broke down moment by moment the last minutes of George Floyd's life.
The last breath he took was at 20:25:16. Then we know after that he stayed on the street for another 3 minutes or so.
Using photos, diagrams, and a computer rendering of Floyd's arrest, the pulmonologist and critical care specialist testified Derek Chauvin's knees and at times full weight were on Floyd's body.
The Dow gained 57. This is CBS News.
Dell Technologies advisors listen to your small business needs so they can provide you with tailored solutions powered by Intel vPro platform. Call today, 877-ASK-DELL.
Good evening. It is 6:03. Thanks for being with us on this lovely Thursday, April the 8th, 68 degrees. Hello, I'm Hillary Howard.
And I'm Sean Anderson. Our top local story this hour involves many more COVID shots being given in the nation's capital starting next week. The district is going to begin offering vaccine appointments to most of its residents starting Monday. WTOP's Mike Murillo tells us it's a week earlier than planned.
People who do not have pre-existing conditions or who are not in a high priority group will soon receive offers for vaccine appointments in the nation's capital. The D.C. Department of Health says the move comes after the city discovered that after filling appointments for those in the final tier of the first phase of the vaccine rollout plan, it could move into phase 2 early. So instead of April the 19th, April the 12th will be the day for people 16 years of age and older who have also pre-registered to begin getting their shots. To find out how to sign up for a vaccine in D.C., go to WTOP.com. Mike Murillo, WTOP News.
Now, there's a lot of excitement over the opening of a new mass vaccination site in Montgomery County. But officials say you've got to be patient because fewer doses are coming.
But don't confuse eligibility with availability.
That's Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich. Currently, everyone 16 and up can now sign up for COVID-19 vaccinations in Maryland, but state officials learned that fewer doses would be delivered this week. Dr. Earl Stoddard with the Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security.
So from last week to this week, there is a net reduction of 33% in the total allocation, including Johnson & Johnson, but also all of the doses.
Still, Elrich said people should definitely pre-register to be sure to get in line for their shots. Kate Ryan, WTOP News.
And WTOP's Nick Iannelli was in Germantown to check out that new site there.
It opened up today, Montgomery County's first mass vaccination site. It's at the Montgomery College Germantown campus, and County Executive Mark Elrich urges people who go there to not stand in line.
People come in and they think they better get in line, and it gets frustrating. So we're just saying relax. And it eliminates these long lines and some of their frustration.
He says people should simply go to the building 15 minutes before their appointment. Since mass vaccination sites are run by the state, Marylanders can be vaccinated at any of the sites regardless of where they live. You can just pre-register online and you'll eventually be notified and given a specific appointment time. Nick Iannelli, WTOP News.
If you're willing to drive to Baltimore, you can get shots there starting tomorrow, and you don't need an appointment. The M&T Bank Stadium site is offering 200 walk-up vaccination shots every day from 10 to 2, except when the Orioles play day games. Consider getting there early. Lines are expected to be long.
And you can read more about signing up for COVID shots across our area at WTOP.com. School news. D.C.'s mayor has released several announcements today, starting with the city's expectation to have all kids back to in-person learning this fall.
Mayor Muriel Bowser says in the fall, quote, "We expect all public schools in Washington, D.C. to fully open for in-person learning 5 days a week, with all educators back in the classroom." In response, Joe Whedon with the Washington Teachers Union says, quote, "Every educator's goal is and will remain to provide robust learning opportunities for students in safe learning environments." On a call with local education agencies, the Deputy Mayor for Education announced its vision for reopening, saying it will continue to leverage virtual learning on a limited, as-needed basis. The mayor also released guidance for spring graduations, setting capacity at 25% of the venue size and asking most schools submit commencement plans. Megan Cloherty, WTOP News.
After traffic and weather, a lot of medical testimony during this 9th day of the Derek Chauvin murder trial. We'll take you live to Minneapolis. 6:07.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need certainty in the home buying process with a loan that fits your life, Rocket can.
More than ever, secure collaboration is crucial for government agencies. With the secure collaboration platform from Wicker, agencies can communicate and collaborate safely. Wicker has an understanding of the threats the federal workforce is faced with and is the communication Swiss Army knife your agency deserves. Video calls, text messaging, collaboration rooms, all in one hyper-secure platform. The only service that meets all of the NSA's stringent security criteria. Get more information today at wicker.com. That's WICKR.com.
Living under the cloud of treatment-resistant depression is like standing still while life goes on around you. If you've tried medication and talk therapy but are still experiencing depression symptoms, there is hope. You owe it to yourself to talk with a depression specialist. Greenbrook TMS specializes in treating the most difficult cases of depression with an FDA-cleared, drug-free, non-invasive treatment. We have helped thousands of people get back into life. To learn more, visit us at greenbrooktms.com. We're here to help.
Novec is powering a new generation by providing renewable energy, including solar. Once new solar projects are completed in 2023, Novec will provide enough to power 100,000 homes. Members may also purchase solar panels now through Novec Solutions, protecting the environment, providing reliable, safe, affordable electricity. Because future generations are depending on it. Novec, keeping life bright.
608.
Get a drain cleaning for only $99.
Michael and Son.
Traffic and weather on the 8s and when it breaks. Dave Dildine in the WTOP Traffic Center.
Loudoun County, the motorcycle crash happened on Route 7 near the Dulles Town Center Algonquian Parkway exit. Eastbound traffic coming out of Lansdowne and Leesburg is diverted onto 28 southbound. You can't continue east toward Sterling. 28 northbound, all traffic has to go west toward Lansdowne and Leesburg. You can't go east on 7 from Algonquian Parkway and the Town Center Atlantic Boulevard. You can go east on Route 7 and be beyond the crash scene. The westbound lanes of Route 7 are open. The Beltway in Virginia, Inner Loop, volume delays are gradually easing at the Legion Bridge, but it's still heavy there as it is on the outer loop from Tysons toward Annandale. 395 delays are easing southbound south to Pentagon. Southbound on 95 still heavy from Lorton to the Occoquan, and northbound from Lorton toward Newington. In Maryland, Beltway traffic getting better, but still slow at times, at least on the Inner Loop in Silver Spring and both loops between Greenbelt and Landover. 95 moving well between the two beltways. Baltimore-Washington Parkway still slow northbound from the Beltway on north to Laurel. 270 easing northbound through Gaithersburg and better north of Clarksburg with the vehicle fire extinguished and the burned vehicle on the right shoulder beyond 121. Ready for the Great American Road Trip? Fitzmall.com has your next ride at Fitzgerald Toyota, like the fuel-efficient RAV4. Visit Fitzgerald Toyota at Fitzmall.com today. Dave Dildine, WTOP Traffic.
Well, after a couple of glorious days, I guess we have to steel ourselves for a little bit of wet weather, Amelia.
We do have some rain in the forecast out there, Hillary, tomorrow, mainly during the morning hours, but I can't rule out a few showers and some drizzle around during the afternoon and evening hours as well. That being said, plenty of dry time on our Friday. You might be noticing the clouds moving into the area. Skies will continue to become cloudy overnight tonight as lows fall into the low 50s. Highs tomorrow only warming into the upper 50s to low 60s, which is actually more seasonable for this time of year. Saturday, we warm right back up to around 70 with plenty of clouds. And on Sunday, some more rain earlier in the day. We then have mostly to partly cloudy skies and the chance for some late day rain and even storms out there on Sunday with high temperatures Sunday near 80. Monday is looking nice with highs around 70. Currently Hagerstown coming in at 71, Leesburg at 70, and 72 up in Frederick.
And it's brought to you by Long Fence. 20% off savings on fences, decks, and pavers. Go to longfence.com and schedule your free estimate today.
We continue following the breaking news this evening. At least one person is dead and 4 hospitalized after another mass shooting, this time at a cabinet business in Bryan, Texas, which is near College Station. CBS News reports the accused shooter was just taken into custody. The person is believed to be an employee of the business. ATF is headed to the scene. We will keep you updated with any new details right here on WTOP.
Now let's go to the Derek Chauvin trial, the former Minneapolis police officer charged with murdering George Floyd last year. Much of today's testimony included medical witnesses who supported the prosecution's argument Floyd died from being held down by Chauvin, not drug use, as the defense argues.
Joining us live from Minneapolis, Sloan Martin, a reporter for WCCO. Sloan, thanks for being back with us. And what can you tell us about Floyd showing signs of brain injury 4 minutes before Chauvin lifted his knee from Floyd's neck?
That's right. We heard from an expert pulmonologist today who pointed out in the bystander video specifically when he says Floyd suffered a brain injury called it's a certain kind of seizure. And there's a moment in the video and also the body camera video where you can see his legs jerk erratically, and one of the officers pushes his legs down, and he was saying that was the result of low oxygen. We have had two expert witnesses for the prosecution today, that pulmonologist and now happening right now, a forensic scientist, who have both said that the cause of death was not drugs, not underlying heart conditions such as hypertension, but actually low levels of oxygen, basically asphyxia.
How did the defense go after that particular point?
They first, of course, when it's an expert witness, they tend to ask about how much they're being paid to be here. The first pulmonologist says that he waived his fee because he thought this case was important. So that might signal for the defense to the jury that there could be some bias involved in this case. But that's always where it starts. And for Chauvin's attorney, Eric Nelson, it always turns back to the impact that drugs still could have had in this case. The fact that he was an opioid user, the fact that fentanyl was found in his system at the time of his death. So this time, as opposed to hearing those arguments about the crowd and the distraction and that MPD police policy about rendering aid to people who are in your custody, a lot of focus on drugs today, about fentanyl tolerance and about opioids overall. That's really what it came down to for the defense.
Hey, Sloan, thanks so much for being with us again.
Thank you.
That's Sloan Martin, reporter for WCCO in Minneapolis.
The Masters has a leader, and he's leading big. We'll talk about it next. It's 6:14.
People all over Virginia are winning print and play faster than you can say $45.8 million, which is exactly how much players have won last year playing print and play games. From the mountains to the coast and everywhere in between, players are winning instant prizes with print and play games, including rolling jackpot. Could you be Virginia's next big winner? Pick up your own print and play game today. For print and play game information, visit VALottery.com.
Did you know there's a long line of middlemen who are collecting a significant portion of what you pay for medicine? Insurers, PBMs, and others got nearly 50% of what Americans spent on brand medicines in 2018, and their share is increasing every year. Let's fix the system the right way and ensure the savings in the system go to you, not middlemen. Learn more at phrma.org/cost, because you don't know the half of it. Paid for by Pharma.
I love Fogo de Chão Brazilian Steakhouse. Their full churrasco experience lets me try all of the delicious fire-roasted meats, like filet mignon, picanha, lamb chops, and now even including a succulent bone-in ribeye. It was so tender and juicy, easily my favorite thing on the menu. Plus, you get the market table full of fresh salads, numerous Brazilian side dishes. Then I top the whole experience off with an amazing passion fruit caipirinha. Experience Fogo de Chão in Bethesda, Tysons, and Penn Quarter. Make your reservations at fogo.com.
Let's see how Wall Street wrapped up the day. Here's Jeff.
The Dow ends the day up 57. The S&P 500 index closed at a record. Money news in 10 minutes on WTOP.
Sports at 15 and 45, powered by Red River. Technology decisions aren't black and white. Think red.
Dave Preston, at least one guy didn't have too much trouble with Augusta today.
That's right. Justin Rose rising up the leaderboard. He cards a 700 par 66 to take the lead. Other Masters first round players in the mix, Brian Harman, Hideki Matsuyama, are both 4 shots off the pace at -3. Notables include Xander Schauffele, even after carding a first-round 72. Phil Mickelson having a less than ideal day, has been +2 through 15. Now he's +3 through 16 holes. NHL Capitals battle Boston this evening. They're 2-2 against the Bruins so far this season, including a game where Tom Wilson drew a suspension for a hit on Brandon Carlo. 7 p.m. face-off on 1500 a.m. Baseball, Orioles playing their home opener against Boston, trailing 7-3 in the 9th inning. Dave Preston, WTOP Sports.
Thank you, Dave. We have traffic and weather coming at you next at 6:17.
Cloud is evolving the way the DoD defends assets, supports the warfighter, and gains tactical advantages.
GDIT's Defense Cloud Solutions are here to provide the agility and effectiveness you need to deliver on your mission. Visit GDIT.com to discover more about DoD enterprise clouds such as DISA's MilCloud 2.0 and DIOS, and how factors such as the speed of acquisition, collaboration, and choice are changing the battlefield both today and tomorrow.
Spring has sprung, and we are all spending more time outside. Let Meadows Farms Nursery plant a little happiness with our screening sale. For all VIP customers, get 10% off all in-stock all arborvitae, skip laurels, and Nellie Stevens hollies. These plants are perfect for providing shade and privacy. Plant them yourself, or you pick, and we will plant them for you. Visit meadowsfarms.com or visit one of the 18 Meadows Farms nurseries near you.
Tired of looking at that old moldy shower or tub? Isn't it time you got along? A trusted name for 75 years, Long Baths will take out the old and bring in a new, affordable, custom-made bathtub or shower replacement. Right now, no interest or payments for 1 year. In as little as a day, you can go from moldy oldie to new and shiny. Get a free quote at longbaths.com. That's longbaths.com.
6:18. Traffic and weather on the 8th. Back to Dave Dildine, WTOP Traffic Center.
Back to Loudoun County, Route 7 eastbound. Traffic had been diverted southbound on Route 28. Police are preparing to get traffic by to the left past the crash, or what remains of it, near the Dulles Town Center exit and Algonquian Parkway. Some eastbound traffic is coming off Route 28 north. The ramp is open. They should be in the process of lifting the diversion east of Loudoun County Parkway so that you can go east on Route 7. Westbound lanes remaining open. Beltway, delays are easing in Virginia. Still slow on 95 both ways between Newington and Woodbridge. In Maryland, Beltway delays are easing as well on the Interloop past the Legion Bridge, Carter Rock, and through Silver Spring, and through Greenbelt and past Lanham. 270 north. Pretty much good to go now between Rockville and Frederick. Volume delays have eased. The issue north of 121 Clarksburg on the right shoulder. 95 fine, Beltway to Beltway. Baltimore-Washington Parkway slow and steady northbound near the Beltway and toward Laurel. Route 50 without delay between the Beltway and the Bay Bridge. Dave Dildine, WTOP Traffic.
Thank you, Dave. Let's talk about this weather. Here's Amelia.
Throughout the evening hours, temperatures will be mainly in the 60s with cloudy skies overall and lows by tomorrow morning in the low 50s. Some scattered showers out there on our Friday, otherwise cooler with plenty of clouds. The best chance for rain tomorrow is during the first half of the day, but I can't rule out a few showers or pockets of rain later in the day. That being said, plenty of dry time. We do have highs, though, in the upper 50s to low 60s. On Saturday, we warm to around 70 degrees despite plenty of clouds. We then have some more rain late Saturday on into Sunday morning. We'll have sunshine developing throughout the day on Sunday, and that could help to fuel some late-day thunderstorms with breezy winds otherwise and highs near 80. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Amelia Draper.
For now, great afternoon. We've got 71 in Ashburn, 69 in Rockville, and 70 in Northwest D.C., all brought to you by New Look Home Design. Right now, save 50% off all roofing materials.
It's 6:20. A deadly shooting involving an off-duty Pentagon police officer in Tacoma Park should not have happened if it was prompted by a property crime. Those are the words of Montgomery County's executive, who calls yesterday morning's incident very troubling.
I don't know of any extenuating circumstances. I am really concerned about this.
Mark Elrich, Montgomery County executive, is talking about Wednesday's pre-dawn shooting in which an off-duty Pentagon police officer tells Tacoma Park police he fired his service weapon at two men, now dead, who he believed were breaking into a car.
The idea that he drew his gun, as opposed to picked up his cell phone and called the police, which would have been a more appropriate response, is troubling also.
The matter remains under investigation. Christy King, WTOP News.
By the way, WTOP reached out to the Pentagon Force Protection Agency police again today, and they've declined to comment.
One of our area's longest unsolved murders has ended with a decades-long prison sentence in Stafford County.
Jose Rodriguez Cruz has been sentenced to 40 years in prison for killing his estranged wife, Marta, in 1989. Rodriguez Cruz said he'd given her pain pills for a migraine, and when he came back, she was unresponsive. In his words, "I realized I was responsible for her death, but I did not intend to cause her death." Prosecutors and a detective called that version sentencing ridiculous. The judge didn't buy it either and gave Rodriguez-Cruz the maximum sentence for second-degree murder, 40 years that he'll serve after finishing 12 years for the death of Pam Butler in the district. In Stafford County, Neil Augenstein, WTOP News.
People without a place to live or those at risk of being homeless will get a bigger helping hand in parts of Virginia. About $96 million from the American Rescue Plan will be given out across the Commonwealth, and more than $18 million of that is heading to places around here. Arlington, Fairfax, and Prince William counties are on the list, as are Alexandria and Winchester. Virginia Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine say the money will help anyone facing home insecurity, including veterans and victims of sexual or domestic violence.
Over the next few weeks, don't flip out if your water smells a little weird. That's normal this time of year.
Fairfax, Arlington, and DC Water are trying to get the word out.
It's that time of year for chlorine.
Part of a promo from DC Water letting you know that they are making the springtime switch to chlorine to clean things out. That means your water may smell and taste a little weird up through May 17th. You can run your tap for 2 minutes to clear it out a bit, or refrigerate the tap water for a few hours. That takes the smell and taste away. Kyle Cooper, WTOP News.
Coming up in Money News.
Another Wall Street record today. Hundreds of jobs in a new headquarters in Prince William County. I'm Jeff Claybaugh.
323.
Hi, this is Dave Preston. 2021 may have brought a lot of changes inside and outside the Beltway, but thank goodness more than a few things remain the same. Yes, I still often quiz my coworkers in the WTOP newsroom. Socially distanced, of course, asking if they're cream of mushroom soup guys, Better Call Saul people, or Billy Ocean kind of individuals. No question, I'm an Xfinity guy. From the wide array of options and channels to my voice activation remote, Xfinity Cable gives me a front row seat to all the games, movies, or shows I want to watch. I can't wait for Better Call Saul to come back after its extra long hiatus. And Xfinity Internet lets me prepare for a day's worth of sports updates from home. Xfinity allows me to maximize on the entertainment front as well as the work from home front, often at the same time. Yes, I'm a maximizing my time guy, all thanks to Xfinity. If you didn't know, Xfinity has something for everyone. Go to Xfinity.com or call 1-800-XFINITY to learn more.
Work hasn't stopped. We're evolving how we do our jobs. It's time for the workplace to evolve too. ServiceNow's Safety Workplace Suite helps federal agencies manage to M21-15 guidance, providing insight into employee readiness, verification of health and vaccination status, and self-service options for space reservations. ServiceNow's built-in workflows allow you to manage spacing, cleaning plans, and PPE supply, carry out contact tracing, and continuously monitor and improve your safety efforts. To learn more, visit your .servicenow.com/federal safe workplace.
625 Money News 25 and 55. Jeff Claybaugh.
By the close, the Dow was up 57 points. The S&P 500 index gained 0.5% and closed at a record. The Nasdaq rallied 1% today. New unemployment filings unexpectedly rose last week, totaling 744,000. New filings for benefits in Virginia and the district rose, although they fell in Maryland.